The absence of surface water, unsustainable use of groundwater, and overconsumption rank the GCC among the most water-scarce parts of the world. As a result, the region has had to adopt innovative solutions, the most prominent of which is desalination, the cost-intensive process of removing salts and minerals mainly from seawater to make it fit for human consumption, irrigation, and industrial use. While globally, less than 1% of the world's drinking water is desalinated, GCC countries depend on desalination plants for up to 90% of its water needs. But desalination is costly. While advancements in technology have brought the cost down to 50 cents per cubic meter from a steep $5 a few decades ago, it is still more expensive than other conventional water sources like groundwater or even non-conventional ones like cloud seeding or wastewater treatment. We spoke to industry leader Veolia during a press trip to its Oman facilities to find out about the kind of investment that goes into desalination projects in the region.
We look at a project of that size, meaning 150,000 cubic meter a day. We can look at investment that will be in hundreds of millions. The very last one in Dubai, which is about 800,000 cubic meter a day, will cost around 1 billion. The major part of the cost is about the water intake, because you need to take the water into the sea, then the civil works, and the part for technology will only be something like 20% of the total capex. So it can seem to be quite expensive, but these are massive plants. The one in Dubai will serve 2 million inhabitants. So when you take it back to the cost per cubic meter, then it's very much affordable because we're talking about less than 50 cents per cubic meter.
Now, Veolia is set to double its operated capacity by next year, driven primarily by the Middle East, Pacific Asia, and some countries in Europe. If we look at the GCC specifically, desalination plants provide 42% of drinking water in the UAE, 70% in Saudi Arabia, 86% in Oman, and 90% in Kuwait. Apart from the costs, there is another clog-up: algae blooms. In areas prone to algal blooms, which also cause the beautiful bioluminescence phenomenon on Oman's coasts, algae have long been an issue impacting desalination plant operations. As algal blooms become more frequent and severe, desalination plants will be forced to shut down, stopping the production of hundreds of thousands of cubic meters of water, or additional pre-treatment would need to be employed, adding on to the costs.
Because it's not because at one moment in time you have nothing that you cannot have, as you say, an algae bloom or even a pollution. And then you cannot put your drinking water facility at risk. So what we do for a very, very long time, we do a pre-treatment. So we make sure that we protect our membranes for desalination. They're very sensitive with a pre-treatment. So whatever happens, being an algae bloom or being a pollution, we can keep this aside and make sure that it does not go on the membranes and that we don't have to stop the plant for a very long time, because the recovery will be very, very fast.
Veolia's 3 desalination plants have delivered 1 billion cubic meters of potable water to Oman since its establishment. On average, these desalination plants use up to 3 kilowatt per cubic meter of energy, which is quite energy intensive when compared to other sources of potable water.
The main expense is the power. It represents almost 40% of the cost. So Barcafor is the plant which is the best effective in terms of power consumption. It is less than 3 kilowatt per cubic meter. In Sur we are at 3.2, and we operate another plant in Salalah. We are a bit above 3. So we are in a continuous research to lower this power consumption. Now in Sur, what we have done, we have built a solar farm to offset the power consumption. It doesn't change the 3 kilowatt per cubic meter, but it changes where are these 3 kilowatt coming from.